live tree set up in the den. We had a bunch of people over for a big meal. Family was over, and girlfriends and boyfriends and friends. My mom said, okay, don't turn on the ceiling fan in the room where the tree is, because I'm going to light the Christmas candles on the mantle over the fireplace. It's a really beautiful setting. She decorated it so nice. And about 30 minutes later, my brother's girlfriend, I guess, didn't hear or forgot the announcement and was walking by and was a little warm and just flipped on the fan. That last candle on the mantle.
Oh, snap.
Caught the tree on fire. I mean, bad, man. Like, I'm talking. My uncle is doing everything he can to put it out, and so the carpet caught on fire, and there was smoke damage. And I mean, like, this girlfriend.
What? We should have broke out with the carols, man.
Jingle bell, jingle bell.
Man, do you? I don't know if I should say that. I won't say that. There are some Christmas albums that should have never been created growing up. I mean, Run DMC had that. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mama in the kitchen cooking collard greens. That was one of the favorites, one of the classics.
Yeah.
We went there, all the way to Motown. You had some Motown classes. You had the, I thought, it was really inappropriate that Michael Jackson saw Mama kissing.
My kids hate that song.
Santa Claus. I did see Mama.
I know, and you know what? It's like. It's a song for kids.
It's supposed to be, yes.
It's a song for kids telling kids that Santa Claus isn't real.
Right. Which is such, random. This is a big thing. I actually got in trouble one time preaching at a church, and I jokingly made a statement.
I know exactly what you know,
that I was Santa. I had to tell my kids I was Santa Claus because I felt like Santa Claus was getting too much credit, and it was a joke, man, in the middle of the sermon. And dude, I was guest preaching at a church, and
was there little kids in the room?
It was.
Oh, Jeff, you can't do that.
I didn't know. I didn't think about it at the time.
You can't do that.
Oh man, yeah. So parents obviously had called the church or emailed the church. The pastor emailed me. It's like, hey, I just want you to know next weekend I'm going to have to fix your Santa debacle.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll come back, Pastor, and do it. He's like, no, you ruined it.
You can't be a Santa atheist.
You can't be a Santa.
You just can't.
Can't be a Santa atheist.
You can't be hating.
Man, that's classic. Welcome to another episode of Chasing Elephants. Man, we have such a great time. I hope our audience knows that, man. Dude, it is Christmas time.
Christmas time.
In the city, beautiful.
It is.
And ladies and gentlemen, for Brent and I, man, this is really, I don't want to speak for you, but like for me, I'll say, absolute, hands down, favorite time of the year. This is when we get a chance to kind of throttle it down a little bit, focus on family. We try to throttle it down a little bit, focus on, just spending some time with the fam and enjoying the sights and stuff. But Christmas just overall, man, traditionally for me, has been all-time favorite time of the year.
I just got off my last flight a day ago. And I literally just was looking around the airport as I walked through, and I'm like, I won't see you. It just was a moment like, yep.
Yeah.
Because, I know you try to do this as well. We're so busy all year long. We try to slow down as far as travel goes.
Yeah.
We're putting days in the office, doing some catch-up work, things of that nature. But we really try to slow down between Thanksgiving and Christmas, sometimes even New Year's if schedules will permit.
Yeah.
And it's just a good
it is.
time.
It is. So as it's been our tradition, brother, this is the episode that we get to, talk a couple of Christmas fun things.
Oh, yeah.
And what a great episode last week, bro. You did a fantastic job of talking about Advent. If you didn't get a chance to hear that episode, I hope you'll go back and check it out. Yeah. It was phenomenal. But this week, man, it's a fun week.
Yes, it is. Now, let me just say here on the forefront of our time together, Jeff, if you want to give us a Christmas present, you don't have to. If you didn't have us on your list, that's okay. Most people don't. But if you want to give us a Christmas present,
preacher.
We haven't got to the end of the year yet. And now would be an amazing time to share the Chasing Elephants podcast with those you're friends with, those in your tribe, in your group, your crew, in your whatever network.
Yes.
And even if you wanted to hit pause right now and you wanted to share this platform, Chasing Elephants podcast, this ministry, this conversation on social media, we would be very, very grateful. If you wanted to tag us, our handle is at SLU Lead, at SLU Lead, and we would be incredibly grateful if you shared. If Chasing Elephants is benefited your life in any way, we'd be grateful if you shared it with somebody in your network.
Absolutely.
So, but we get to have a little bit more of a lighthearted conversation, which I think is good, is honoring to the Lord. You've already destroyed Santa, so we can jump right in.
Well, I've resurrected him. I thought I did. I brought him back. I mean, I didn't do that in my own house, like right
so
away.
You would say something from the platform
no,
that you would say in your own house.
No, I said I didn't do it right away.
I destroyed him for your kids,
yeah, but not mine.
But not my kids. I'm the guest preacher.
I
can pull the pin on the grenade.
I want to redeem myself.
I blew up Santa Claus. We're going to go home to Holly Jane. What is it? Holly Jolly St. Nick? He's dead here. He lives in my house.
Listen, I didn't ruin it for my kids. And in the moment,
everybody else's kids.
Well, no, I was saying in the moment, I was saying, they were older and they were getting to that place where it felt good in the middle of the illustration. It just didn't, you just have those illustrations from time to time. You got to think it all the way through. Yeah. That's why.
Now, I think those jokes are permissible when you've got, at least 7th grade on in the room.
Yeah.
I go, okay, that has to be permissible.
Yeah.
But I hear all the time youth pastors in middle school ministry who will go, made a Santa Claus joke and I shouldn't have.
Yeah, it's a thing.
And you go, whoa, those kids are hanging. You got something to do. Hang on a little longer. Yeah. In our house, we go, okay, if you haven't figured it out by a certain age, we tell you.
We crush your dreams.
We crush it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm thinking large church.
We actually bring them into the magic is what we do.
Yeah.
I go, hey man, I'm inviting you into a long-standing tradition. Of helping to create a sense of magic in this house.
Yeah.
That's how I do it.
Well, I mean, this church, to my defense. Church, large church, thriving children's ministry. Typically, there are not any children in the little babies. I didn't, you can hear crying babies or little toddlers. I didn't hear that or see that. I mean, they obviously were up in the balcony, lights were dim, but hey, I blew it.
No,
you live and you learn.
You were Pastor Bah Humbug.
I was Pastor Scrooge.
Pastor Scrooge. All right, what we got for this week?
Well, I figured we would talk about 3 things. Let's do 3 things.
Our favorite things.
Our favorite things. This is our favorite things. We'll do our favorite things. What do we do about this, Brent? We'll do our favorite things. Maybe our favorite things do here in Orlando. A Christmas tradition. But then what about one of our most embarrassing or funniest moments, during Christmas.
Yeah.
And so 3 categories that we'll drop in. Places we love to go, experiences or traditions we have, funniest, embarrassing moments.
Okay, gotcha. All right, man. So which one's first?
Let's do this. We're in Orlando and we love our city. Yep. And so maybe let's start off with places to go. All right. Yeah. So the city is lit up right now.
Right.
No matter what part, from Dr. Phillips, downtown, Winter Park where we are, Lake Eola area. There's a lot of places that are lit up. So what are maybe a couple places that you and the fam, y'all love to go?
Well, I will say shout out to Winter Park where our offices are. The historic downtown part, that city block is beautiful this time of year at night.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great Christmas walks where you can, it's lit up at night and you can walk through. I'm going to sound very typical here, but I love Disney Springs.
Yes.
It doesn't cost anything.
Nope.
And you can just walk until your heart's content. They have, 100 trees or something that are all decorated to certain characters or movies that they've done. And so that's fun for our kids to go and to see. It's easy. We're outside the whole time. It doesn't cost us anything unless you get some food or snacks or something. So, so that's a must-do as well. And then I really, what was the name of that park? There was a park we went to that was, oh my gosh, it was so lit up. I think it was the Christmas walk at Altamont Springs.
Oh, wow.
So they got, at Altamont Springs, they got a walk out over the water. It's kind of their Christmas walkway with decorations and lights.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
That's a fun one, too. Yeah,
really?
I think it's Altamont Springs.
Yeah. We love, man, obviously Disney Springs is the thing. You talked about downtown Winter Park. We live near a place called Winter Garden, downtown Winter Garden. And Winter Garden, it's just this, maybe a strip that's about a mile long. And you have, there's a city hall on the strip. And on the city hall, they'll have a lot of different Christmas stories that are just kind of playing on the building of City Hall. They'll have the fake snow kind of coming in and all of that. And then the walkway. So you have two streets, one going down, one coming up. And then there's this walkway, Brent, that's right down the middle of the street. And this walkway have so many Christmas lights on left and right of you. You walk through, these different light awnings, and you always have in the center of it carolers, and it's just a really festive time. And each weekend there is something going on there that they have, whether it's a play or a movie on the lawn, or you can get hot chocolate as you're walking past certain stores. So there's just a lot of different things that we'll do there at downtown Winter Garden. And but another thing that we love to do, and I know this is going to sound a little cliche-ish, but Disney itself. I mean, the Disney, for us, Epcot, as if Crowe and I, just together. I mean, the kids, when we're even with our grown kids, they still love all the parks. But for us, man, we love going to Epcot and just kind of going to the different countries.
Go around the world.
Around the world, and just the park is so well lit, and that's become a thing of ours. And so we'll have a couple of places that we'll go and
there they have before you go past that's the one of the great traditions of Disney is the candlelight processional. Where 3 times every night, and it's probably the thing that is the fullest of all the shows that Disney does every year is the candlelight processional. And they'll have a guest narrator, 150-piece choir and instruments and all the rest, and they sing the great Christmas songs, and then somebody reads the Luke 2 narrative, usually a guest celebrity narrator who probably may or may not believe what they're reading, but they're reading the Word of God to a bunch of people, and we're singing songs about Jesus. And so it's a great tradition.
And so we'll love to do that. And then we just one of the things that we do love to do is we'll go to the Gaylord, and there's the Gaylord is this large, beautiful hotel, and they'll have these different ice sculptures that they'll do, and it's just beautiful, man. I mean, you walk through,
put the parkas on. And
oh man, so we get to feel like it's wintertime here in Central Florida, because it's a little chilly, it's a little chilly, but we love going to the Gaylord and hanging out there.
This is a great city at Christmas.
It is.
People don't realize, because it's in Florida and so it's warm and all those things, but it's actually a really cool city at Christmas time. So love that family. We see our family a lot during this time, and so that is places to go. All right, let's talk about traditions. What are a few traditions that you guys have as a family entering into the season? So there's a lot of conversation of when does the Christmas season officially start, and as it relates to before and after Thanksgiving. We don't have to really jump into that, when you put the tree and all that stuff. First of all, I feel like I feel this is the first year in my life. I'm 45 years old. First year in my life, we've had an artificial tree. Last year, trees went up. The real ones went up by 100.
Man, that tree inflation is real.
It's real. And then they weren't as nice as they usually are. So after 2 or 3 years of the trees not being as nice as they have been, and then this last year they skyrocketed in price. My wife's like, "Man, we can't do this." And I'm like, "But."
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a fake tree. So we're just deconstructing our faith now. I mean, what's next?
God.
I mean,
yes,
and dogs living together, mass hysteria.
Right.
I don't know. Right. And so
Can't believe you sinners are getting.
We did. We got a fake tree. I'm an atheist, deconstructing my faith. But anyway, so we. I'm woke. Anyways, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna be quiet. Sorry. So, anyways, what were we talking about? Our favorite thing, our tree. Your tree. So, anyways, we have a fake tree. But my wife's birthday is in December. Is in November. Mm-hmm. And so one of the traditions we started a while back is she is a Christmas fanatic, loves it through and through. So for her birthday, she decorates our house in early November, and then we put the tree up. Now, we used to wait to put the tree up when we had a real one back when we were Orthodox. But now that we've deconstructed our faith, we just put it up with all the other decorations because we have no standards, and so we just kind of put it up, but we don't like bake Christmas stuff, treats. Yeah. We don't watch Christmas movies until after Thanksgiving. So that's how we.
After, so it's the post Thanksgiving. So there's a little bit of orthodoxy to you. You got a little bit, after Thanksgiving, you watch the Christmas.
That's all I got left.
Yeah. You're holding on with a little bit and stuff. And so for us, man, that's funny, man. I love you, brother. And so, for us, one of our traditions. And it has been standing is, like I said, our house is always, which I'm so grateful. I give my wife kudos for this. It's always been a place of laughter and fun. We're boy parents and stuff, and so just laughter, fun, and sports. And then Cameron came along, and it was marching band and swimming. But that's a whole other conversation.
Marching band, swimming, and Dad, I want to learn how to code for Christmas.
Yes, right. Those types of things. Hey,
I'll be playing Dungeons and Dragons for the next 13 hours.
That was a thing.
That
was a thing. Yes, but
let me teach you what the STEM subjects are, Dad.
Exactly, yes. Oh, Cameron. But for us, the process of decorating our house was always fun. Yeah. Because it was, we got the Christmas playlist going. It's blasting throughout the house. Everybody has a part to play. We're decorating different things. The doorknobs of all the boys' rooms will have a special ornament that describes something that that represented their personality. And so it's funny you say that. For Cameron, he had a Marvel. He was a big Marvel guy, and so he had a Marvel deal. CJ had a football because he's into sports, and then Jay at the time, his first one was a camera because he was into a camera because he was into filming and all that stuff. And then I got a coffee one for Crowe, and everybody knows I love colored pens. So so we have the doorknobs, the ornaments there, but it became, Brent, like a concert / karaoke moment. And my middle son CJ and my wife, they were like, I guess they thought that they had their own little music group, because the rest of us, we were just more
the audience.
Pretty much. I mean, whether they knew the words of all the songs or not, it didn't matter, but that was the thing. I mean, and stockings and ornaments became microphones, and it was just, it's always been annually a big thing. And so again, as everybody know our story of being empty nesters, we've had to get a little bit more creative with that. And so that was a family tradition. We still try to have that at some level that we will augment, depending upon whether the boys can come home or not. But then just another tradition for us has always been just this thing where we sit back and and we do the movies. Like, we've always been the Christmas movie people, I mean, we've just loved the Christmas movie, the popcorn. We all get up on the couch or laying on the floor, and boys make a little pallet on the floor. And it's just fun, man. I mean, it's just those things that really kind of said, this reminds us that it is now Christmas season and stuff. And so we've loved those traditions that we've had. And I think it's fun that you get to, we're at the season now where we're getting creative and innovative with some of those things, and how that looks. All right. Okay, so.
But we do one more tradition. We do something called the 12 days.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's good. Y'all do that.
My wife's always taking the 12 days of Christmas, and it may be like going to pick out an ornament was one day, or baking in the kitchen with mom is one day, or Christmas movies one day. But there's some on there, like we'll go to a theme park or something like that too. And every time we do that, we move one of the days of Christmas over. Yeah. So that's probably the biggest.
Share with our audience, man, this thing, the deal that you and Chris are doing with the. Well, I guess I'm going to say this because I know Gabe in particular listens to the podcast. The ornament deal. Do they know? The kids know?
They don't.
Okay.
So no, but it's okay. My kids obey. Yeah. Gabe and Karis, close your ears now.
Sorry, man, but it's such a great. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So every year, one of our traditions is every child picks out an ornament. We buy an ornament every summer, every Christmas, and each kid gets their own. And Chris writes the date, the year, and the name on the bottom of the ornament. And so when they get married and they go off and have their own Christmas tree one day, she's going to give them a box of their own ornaments to get started with. Yeah. And so, that's a fun.
Yeah, sorry.
My mom did that for me.
Really?
Yeah. And it was and it meant a lot to me, but it meant a lot to Chris as well. Yeah. And so she's taken some of those really old ornaments and she's put them in our room in decorative places just because she doesn't want anything to happen to him.
Man, I heard that, and I told Crowe about it, and she was like, dang, we wish we would have thought about that or known about that earlier. We've done something similar. We are, obviously on the back nine of it, but we said we're going to, since we've been down here, there's a Christmas store at Disney Springs.
Jay, close your ears. Does your son? He's not listening, is he?
No, yeah, he does. He is, but
they already know.
Yeah,
okay.
Because we've shared this with them. It's like, man, we wish, we've had those conversations of like, hey, what are some things that we wish we could do over, or whatever, learning from that. And so no, but for us, what we're going to do is we have, and they've seen them because they're on our tree. Yeah. That since we've been down here in Orlando, we've gone to the Disney store. The Christmas store down at Disney Springs and other places.
It's the best place to buy an ornament.
Oh yeah,
it's got thousands of choices.
Oh
there.
My gosh! And so they know. So for us, the reverse of it is they're excited because they know, oh, that's mine, and so they know that when it's their time to have their own family and their own traditions, they'll come and get what they have right there. So modified a little bit. I love that stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Well, the last one is an embarrassing moment.
Oh boy!
Chris, your most embarrassing moment.
This is Brian's idea to just discuss this one and stuff, and so I
think there's a great one that you need to tell. If I remember right, it involves a cast and it involves some Christmas lights. Yes. And you trying to be a good son as a grown up, going back to your parents' house.
Yeah. So I'm the youngest of four, so I always get told what to do, or always have to do the jobs that none of my older siblings want to do, and so we're trying to put up the Christmas lights on the house. And we had at the time this big ranch. It was on this huge hill, so the front yard is really kind of on an incline, and a steep incline, a steep hill. So I'm on there, and my dad, who never believed in buying new things, he would hold on to what he had forever. So he had this old wooden ladder. Yeah. And it was,
stand on and shake.
That was his thing. And so I'm on the top, and I'm telling my brother and my sisters, hold the ladder. And they're like, yeah. And so we're doing a lot of different things. I'm getting up there, putting the lights on the gutter and on the top right there. And they stop holding the ladder.
Yep.
and the ladder just falls. I mean, it just goes off its old ladder, and I fall with it, and I come down on my arm, and I fracture my arm, man. And so I pretty much break my arm putting up Christmas lights, for my parents, because my siblings refuse to do what good siblings do, and just simply hold the ladder.
I
mean, you don't have but one job. You're not gonna
get an argument from me.
I mean, they start and from what I gather, as I'm in the hospital, that there was a argument or a discussion that my brother's having with my sister because, she's not putting the lights properly on the bushes down at the bottom. And so my brother's trying to show her how to put the lights on the bushes. And he let go of the ladder. And my other sister, who's the younger sister, she barely had ladders. It's really my brother holding the ladder up. And so, man. So as soon as he walks over to fuss at my sister, here I come tumbling down. So that was it was embarrassing because I failed, and we had all of our, we had people out in the neighborhood, so people were out to see me fall, and I grew up in a very ruthless household, Brent, where, my siblings didn't say, "Oh, are you okay?" They laughed first and then asked, "Were you okay?" And so, man. So that was a moment for me. So yeah.
I got two I'll share. One is when I was like 7 or 8. I had to be so young. And so it was after school. I was sitting on the couch, and the rule was you come home from school, you can watch one cartoon, and then you got to do homework or whatever else. So I was sitting on the couch watching my one cartoon. The Christmas tree's up in the corner. It's in December time. Yeah. And the Christmas tree in our den way back in this ranch-style house, way back in the day when I was a kid, was where the den ended. You had the kitchen that would begin and the kitchen counters. So my mom climbed up on the kitchen counter because she saw like that ornament's not right or the star's crooked or something. And I wasn't paying much attention. It was just like she had walked by and she noticed it. So she hopped on up there and she's reaching out to get it. And she's reaching out to adjust it. And she reaches out a little bit too far.
Oh, no.
And all I hear is this shrieking scream.
Oh my god.
And I turned just in time. You know the scene in Elf where he runs across the room?
Yes.
And he just bear hugs the tree and falls backwards with it?
Yeah.
It's exactly the way she looked. I mean, put an elf hat on her and she was Elf.
Oh.
Like she's literally holding on to a decorated tree.
Yes.
And it falls backwards with her on it all the way to
the tree falls on her?
The whole thing comes tumbling down.
Oh, my God.
And even though I was 7 or 8, I know I should have gotten like concerned or anything, but it was so funny, Jeff. Like,
that is hilarious. I'm sorry, Miss Karen.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The other one was when my brother's girlfriend burned our Christmas tree down.
Yo, okay, what happened there? So I guess it was, and then how soon after was the relationship over?
It was over that long after, man. She's not welcome back. No, so she didn't mean to. It was an accident. It wasn't like she was an arsonist and she was like, "I'm out to get you guys." But so my mom and dad had a live tree set up in the den. We had a bunch of people over for a big meal. Family was over, and like girlfriends and boyfriends and friends. And there was just a lot of people in the house. And my mom said, "Okay, don't turn on the ceiling fan in the room where the tree is, because I'm going to light the Christmas candles on the mantle over the fireplace." So she lights the candle. It's a really beautiful setting. She decorated it so nice, and about 30 minutes later, my brother's girlfriend, I guess, didn't hear or forgot the announcement and was walking by and was a little warm and just flipped on the fan. And it wasn't long. I mean, it went up like a Roman candle. Like that last candle on the mantle.
Oh, snap.
Caught the tree on fire. And
what?
I mean, bad, man. Like, I'm talking.
And y'all are in the house.
We're in the house. And so my uncle is doing everything he can to put it out. Not happening because it just gets out of control. And eventually we just knocked it over and drug it out from the
base.
From the base.
It was on fire?
It was on fire, yeah. Yeah, we didn't get it out until we got it out. And so the carpet caught on fire, and there was, I'm telling you, insurance got involved. There was smoke damage. And I mean, like, this girlfriend.
What?
Man, I looked at my brother. I tell you what, I looked at my brother and I said, she better be a good kisser. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. I didn't say it. Edit it out. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. I didn't
That
mean
was worse
to.
than me saying Santa. I was Santa.
I know. But anyways, no, she cried. Everybody cried. And we were all good. It all got fixed. But yeah, so she burnt down the Christmas tree, man.
Dude, I don't think there is no topping that. I mean, I should let you have that one last and stuff. Because I was gonna say the only one we went. You talked about the real versus the fake tree. I remember us going back. We went fake tree, real tree, fake tree, real tree, and so we had been doing fake trees for a while, and my mom wanted a real tree. And I was young. I know I had to be about 4 or 5. But I remember I was really, really young. And so my dad was just dead set against it. He's like, I didn't, my dad was a great provider, saved his money. He would not spend his money unless he absolutely had to. He felt like, comes into the home, it goes also into a bank or 401k. Like, that was it. Everything else was just extra. And so my mom had been on him. She wanted to have a real tree. We were having I remember because we were having a family get together because we would move on my dad's side. They would rotate who would come over the house for like a Christmas dinner. And this is before Christmas. So my mom, we were hosting apparently this year, and my mom wanted a real tree. So my dad, goes out, me and my brother, I'm little, and we go out to cut the tree down together. And my brother, my dad did. I was just in the car, in the truck, just looking. But I do remember my brother telling my dad, I think this tree is too tall. And my dad's like, no, it's not, boy. He just
Christmas vacation.
It's like, no, it's not. I mean, typical. And so he was like, Dad, I really, and you didn't talk back to Dad. Like, it was, if he said it's the right height. Yeah. He's a little ranch house, man, And so we pull up to the driveway. My mom, she's excited. She comes running out, and she sees the tree, and she tells my dad, while we're in the driveway, I think that tree's too big. My dad was not listening, like no one. Yeah. So we're all now, it's me and trying to tug as a little boy, my brother, my mom's helping, and my sisters. So we're all, Brent, all of us, trying to get this tree in the house. So we finally
couldn't even get it through the front door.
Well, we got it. The door, it was scratched up and everything. So we finally get it into our family room where we put it up. And this is where it gets interesting. So, we're knocking over everything. We put it up, and the tree goes to the ceiling, but the top of the tree, it folds over. And so my mom was like, we can't use trees. He's like, I bought this tree. We're going to use this tree. And so what my dad did, true story, is he made us kind of lean the tree down some so it was at an angle, and so that it wouldn't be as up in the ceiling, as it was at the point. And my mom was like, hey, and this is the first time I saw
his solution was to make it crooked.
Yeah, to make it crooked. I'm not lying, man. And this was the first time, because usually my mom, who's not a confrontational person, she usually would just go along with stuff.
Yeah.
This is the first time I remember my mom telling my dad, we are not doing that.
Yeah.
She said, I don't care if we go back to get the tree that we had, the fake tree that we had. We are not about to have Christmas with a leaning tree. And so, and dude, for a minute, I really thought we were going to do it. I thought we were going to have Christmas with the lean. And the way you're envisioning it is the way it was. And he was trying to make it work. And so we ended up for probably about 6 years after that. Because let's see, I was in high school. It was high school before we got another real tree. My mom banned my dad from getting a real tree. Yeah, and for that,
could just cut the base off. Yeah, make it shorter.
I don't know why we didn't. I'm not sure, but it was just funny. So we almost had a crooked tree, and it was just to see. And my mom and dad were very good growing up about not having disputes or disagreements in front of us. But that was the one time. It's maybe
made
3
an
times.
exception.
Yeah, they broke their rule and made exception. And we're all, my brother and my 2 sisters, we're just sitting around just looking like, oh my gosh, Christmas is going to break my mom and dad up and stuff. And so it was funny to hear my mom, who's our sweet little self, just say to my dad, no, Greg, we are going to do this.
We are not doing that.
But we didn't burn a tree. We just had a tree that was too big and stuff. That's awesome.
Well, maybe your brother wasn't dating a girl like what mine was.
I love that, man. That's some good stuff. Good stuff.
Sir. Yes,
Land the plane for us, brother.
Well, I would simply say, from our family at SLU to yours, happy and Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. But this will probably be our last time to communicate with you before the big day. I hope that you have been anticipating, because the better we anticipate, the more we get to celebrate. So I hope that you are anticipating the celebration, that unto us a child is born, and unto us a son has been given. That person, that deity, is that incarnation is Jesus, the only 200% being ever to exist, all man, all God, all one. And I pray that if nothing else happens in your life this Christmas, that you would make a manger in your heart for him to be born into. And so if that hasn't happened for you, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that it does, because it really is the meaning of Christmas. It really is the meaning of life. And on that note, I would usually say wander well and shine like stars, but I think in this case, I'll just simply say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. God bless you guys.